She can brighten up your day with the biggest heart.
Your Miss World Philippines 2022, candidate number 25, representing Negros Occidental. I am extremely overwhelmed that you could all attend this press presentation, which was made possible thanks to Promedia and of course Sir Paul Reyes. I'm so glad to be here today and to really showcase to you my journey in this world.
Hi Gwen, congratulations for making it to the top 10 of Beach Beauty Pageant.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Here's my question. Now that Miss World Philippines 2022 is halfway through, aside for winning one of the titles at stake, what do you look forward to gain at the end of the competition?
Of course, since it's my second time around with Miss World, I've learned so much more from the first Miss World competition that I've joined. And I'm really excited to make really special memories and to really embrace my journey by working closer with my advocacy, which is ERDA Foundation. So I'm really, truly excited and determined to put out there what we've been doing with my foundation, which is really allowing children to have more access to education through different programs.
Okay, just follow up. What is your biggest realization being a second timer in the Miss World?
I think for being someone who joins a second time in the same pageant, it's a lot of pressure. But it's also a lot of lessons learned. Because you know what to do the second time, you come back stronger and more determined. And of course with Promedia behind me, I feel so much stronger in this journey with Miss World.
I'm just curious lang, during the beach beauty competition, kasi biglang bumushing ulit, di ba? So, paano mo na-sustain yung confidence mo, tsaka determination? Siyempre, madulas at basa everyone, tapos naghulas mga makeup nyo. And of course, we all know na maraming mga contenders na hindi pumasok doon sa top 10. So, what made you belong to the top 10? Yeah.
I think all the girls deserved a top, spot in the top 10. We all achieved something that no one else achieved. We walked in the rain without our heels, and we were expecting to really showcase what we've been practicing on. But I think that was such a challenge for us that we all overcame. And that was actually my first ever time going in a top 10 multimedia or like fast track challenge. That was my first time because last year I never got into any top 10. So with all the hard work, it was so worth it.
Congratulations and best of luck on June 5.
Thank you so much.
Bonjour ma chérie.
Bonjour chérie.
Comment vas-tu?
Je vais bien et toi?
All right. Here's my question for you. Well, that's the only French I can. The next one will be not very nice.
I can teach you if you want after this.
Well, we've been teaching each other since last year.
Yes, of course.
Well, my question is this. Name me one of your distinct Filipina and distinct French quality that, if combined, can make you a real winner.
Of course, my Filipino trait comes from my mother, and that's my determination and willpower to never give up. Even whatever challenges comes my way, I never give up because I know that if I give up, I will regret in the future. So, especially in Miss World, that has been such a lesson for me, and I always think in my heart of my mother because she's my strength and my willpower. And for my French trait, I guess my father is very witty. He is very smart and intelligent, and he uses that to conquer whatever challenges he has. So I think those are really helpful traits of my journey.
Are you ready to win on June 5?
Yes, I am. Oui, bien sûr. C'est normal.
Yeah. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Mademoiselle.
Hindi ako French, kundi same as kababayan. Maayong hapon, Gwen.
Yes, maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon. I'm from Silay City, Negros Occidental, actually.
Wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Kung saan yung video mo pinalabas, which is Balay Negrense, which is sa city namin.
Yes, it's such a beautiful place. I'm really lucky to have gone there.
I know, Gwen, that Miss World Philippines is a advocacy piece. Would it be okay, kasi hindi pa namin naririnig ito, would it be okay if you could share to us what is your advocacy in this competition?
So my advocacy is the same as well as last year, and I've worked with my advocacy since I was a young girl, and it's called ERDA Foundation. It was founded by Pierre Tritz, and my mother is a miracle story from ERDA Foundation. Because of the help of Pierre Tritz, she was able to escape poverty, and that is what I've been doing. And I want to continue that path, because after Father Tritz's passing, I really want to make him proud and make sure that every children has access to education. And that is what we've been aiming to do for a long, long time. ERDA Foundation has helped around 1 million children, and we've been doing that from the help of others, through educational systems, and we built schools like ERDA Tech to ensure that children have access to education.
Thank you. And my second question. Sure, po.
Your mother was from was very poor, diba? And they found her as a child. ERDA found her as a child. He rescued her. And then your mother grew up with ERDA here in the Philippines. And then eventually grew up nga, and then she was sent to work in France.
Well, she was able to have education thanks to Father Tritz, and she had the confidence to do that. Without ERDA, I don't think I would be here today. So I owe my life to ERDA Foundation and to Father Pierre Tritz.
No, but then she went abroad, and that's where she...
Yeah, and then she met my father there as well.
So it's bookended, full circle, with her mother being rescued by ERDA, and now her supporting her. And her mother going abroad to meet her father, so she was born to support her.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Everything happens for a reason. And my second to the last question is, you joined Miss World Philippines last year, and you joined this year. Who is Gwen last year, and who is Gwen today that you are competing second time around in Miss World Philippines?
Well, last year I don't think I could recognize myself today, because I think I'm a better version of myself. And going through all these challenges, I'm so much stronger, I'm so much more confident, and I have the power to really put my vision out there and my voice out there, because I want a world full of unity, because I believe as a community we can come together and achieve all those things.
Thank you. Basta Ilongga.
Guapa!
Thank you, Gwen.
Thank you so
Next
much.
question is si Adam.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Sir Adam. Thank you for being here even though it's your birthday.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Sir Paul, for the invitation. I've been asking this question to a lot of the Miss World Philippines candidates, so I would ask the same question to you. As we all know, when girls like you join Miss World Philippines, it's all about beauty with a purpose and what you can contribute to your community. And knowing that, Sir Paul has just extolled you to the highest heavens because of your facial beauty, let's talk about it. How do you think your beauty can drive a lot of people according to purpose? How can you drive beauty according to purpose?
I think people fail to look behind the face. They fail to look within the heart. And I want people to know that I'm not just a pretty face, I'm a person with a good heart. And since I was young, I've been trying to do good things in society. Because beauty is not just about being beautiful or having lavish clothes. It's about using your power and responsibility to do what's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Buhay and good afternoon.
Buhay po.
What do you consider your best core value? And follow up to that, what do you think is the advantage of a woman who knows her core values?
I think core values is differ with everyone, but for me, it's always to stand up and be proud of who you are, because I've come a long way. Moving here to the Philippines alone when I was 18, I had to be independent. I didn't have a family here, so I had to learn to fend for myself and to really push through all these problems that I've gone through by myself at 18 years old, and now I'm 21 years old, and I'm proud to say I'm still here, thriving, and with Promedia really supporting me, which I'm very, very grateful for.
There's so many crowns at stake now
Yes.
in Miss World Philippines organization. So which among these crowns do you target and why?
Of course, I'm aiming for the Miss World crowns because I want to reach to humanity out there in the whole world and fulfill my vision of making this world a beautiful place for all the marginalized Filipino children.
Thank you. Good.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Mike po dito. Gwen, ask ko lang, no, since naman Sir Paul and Ma'am Jam, you're very proud of you talaga. But since the beginning, no, press conference pa lang, lagi sinasabi sa akin, Sir Paul, Mike, this is our best candidate for Miss World. No, and napaka-aggressive niya this time. And for, I think, no, this time, may chance talaga siya makakuha ng crown, no? Dahil sa nakita ko kung how determined Ma'am Jam and Sir Paul sa iyong journey dito sa Miss World, meron kang mag-mensahe sa kanilang dalawa. As, siyempre, they are very, talaga, every now and then, we ask them talagang, we promote you. Ikaw naman, bibigyan naman kita ng chance. What is your message to them?
I really want to thank Miss Jam and Sir Paul because they've been like a second parent to me in the Philippines and they've never failed to believe in me. And because of them, I've had so much more confidence, so much willpower to really, really go on that stage and get the crown.
Wow! Anyway, my second question is, if you had the opportunity to teach the children, ano yung pwede mong ibahagi sa kanila na sa palagay mo nadadali nila habang buhay?
Actually, I've been a teacher since I was 16. I've been tutoring children French and English, so I really learned a lot. But for me, it's a lack of confidence in the children, especially those who come from marginalized families. They have no confidence in their future. And I want them to see that every single children, no matter the background, have the same opportunity as everyone. Because education is a human right and not a privilege. Thank you so much.
Hi Gwen,
Hello,
bonjour.
bonjour. Bonjour François.
Bien, ça va.
Yeah, Norman, you want to help him out there?
Alright, so Gwen, nowadays beauty queens are given platforms to speak about your minds, to speak your minds rather about social issues. With that given opportunity, what are your limitations to speak about, if there's any, and why?
I think there's no really limitations of what I can speak about because I advocate for freedom of speech, that everyone can really have the power to speak freely in a world where there's no judgment and there's peace. And I want to create that kind of atmosphere and environment for everyone, especially the children, where they can grow up without having to fear of what they're going to say and without having to be judged. Thank you.
So what kind of beauty queen are you? Someone who speaks her mind or someone who plays safe?
I'm very open-minded, coming from European backgrounds. I've always been open-minded, and even my mother, even though she's Filipina, she's always taught me to stand up for myself and to always say what's right. And I think, of course, you have to have a filter when you speak, but if I see that something is wrong, I always stand up for what's right.
Merci.
Merci beaucoup, merci.
Hi Gwen,
Hello.
this is Lesson Cappuccino of Sashes and Scripts, and I just wanted to ask something, light and fun. What do you do? What do you do for fun? And outside the realm of beauty pageants, who are you as a person?
That's a good question. Thank you so much for that question. So I like to go out of my comfort zone and do things that really challenge me and make me scared in a way. So in Boracay, we did scuba diving, and although I didn't want to push through, I still went with it because I didn't want to regret not doing something that I was scared of. And being on stage, everyone gets stage fright, and I want to be in that position where I don't really mind how people see me as long as I'm being myself and I'm being authentic.
Follow-up question. What do you think is your advantage this time around that you're competing, the second time around?
There's a reason why I chose Miss World again, because I really believe in its platform and its vision, and I want to use my advocacy to really empower those out there and make sure that every children has access to education. So Miss World for me is the crown I'm really aiming for, and that's why I joined a second time around. Thank you.
Bonjour, Gwen.
Bonjour, Tita Lavinia. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Alright, so when I covered the press presentation last week, I bumped into Sir Paul, and he mentioned that meron lang kandidata na sasabak kayo. Now, usually, whenever I get included in GCs, and when we post photos, hindi ko agad-agad pinopost yan kasi gusto ko, makita ko yung merits mismo ng kandidata. And you are now live on Titas of Pageantry, and I'm looking at the comments. A lot of them are pretty impressed with how you're able to compose yourself. You're very young. This is your second time. Medyo may gap from the first time you joined until now. But when you were deciding to join again, ano yung gusto mong baguhin? Ano yung gusto mong, sabi ni Sir Paul, you're more aggressive now. Can you expound more on this? Ano yung parang gustong-gusto mong ipakita sa lahat ngayon?
Last year, I believe I didn't give my all in the pageant. So this year, I'm really being aggressive, like Sir Paul said. I'm willing to give it my all and pour my heart into it because I know the strength from the children and working closely to ERDA Foundation that's given me the power to really make them proud and ensure that their future, they will have access to education. Thank you.
When I'm just a little curious, because a lot of the pageant fans, whenever I would read the comments, they feel that this batch isn't the strongest. And maybe because there are only a few ladies na talagang medyo on the matatangkad side. You're not the tallest in the competition, but in the middle of this competition, medyo umaariba ka. And now that we're hearing you, mukhang mas strengthen yung support behind you. Anong aim plan? Like, how will you compete against the taller girls who are more known in the industry?
I think height doesn't really matter when it comes to pageantry because you're not there to showcase your height on stage. People will not see you for your height. They will see you for what you're about, for your purpose, for your vision, and for your message. And I think my vision is so strong, especially since I've been working with that advocacy since I was a child. It's not just something that I joined for Miss World, it's an advocacy that I worked with just for Miss World. It's something that I really believed in and that's embedded in my heart. Thank you.
Alright, go Shams!